The man who moved into his daughter's New York college dorm and then subjected her friends to forced labor and prostitution was sentenced to 60 years behind bars today.
Lawrence Ray found guilty at trial back in April of sex trafficking, forced labor, conspiracy, and extortion. CBS 2's Alice Gaynor was in the courtroom.
A judge told Lawrence Ray his crimes were particularly heinous. He demoralized and brainwashed victims, employing methods of psychological terror, beating, torturing, starving, and sexually degrading them, telling Ray he used his charm, exaggerated sense of self, and intelligence to rob victims of their money and self-worth. Ray was an ex-convict who moved into his daughter's dorm at Sarah Lawrence College in 2010. Students testified he lured them in with stories of his political connections and acted as a father figure. He conducted his own therapy sessions with them, groomed and abused them, alienating them from their parents. One said she became a sex worker 7 days a week to pay him back after he convinced her she had poisoned him. She paid him about $2.5 million. Through a statement her former attorney read today, she said she was subjected to unremitting sadistic torture and that today she barely has the energy to exist. He once bound her to a chair and put a plastic bag over her head, almost suffocating her. The prosecution asked for a life sentence. They also noted one student was made to slap himself until his face was swollen. One had pliers placed around his tongue and a knife held to his throat. The defense argued for a sentence of just 15 years. Ray himself spoke, but only to talk about his health and harsh prison conditions. His attorneys say he was instructed not to show remorse due to appeals. The judge said a punishment of 15 years would not begin to capture the gravity of his crimes and that his argument of harsh prison conditions was ironic, given the torturous conditions inflicted on the victims. The judge said Ray attempted to extinguish lives and wanted to send a message to others who think they can get away with a crime like this. The 63-year-old was sentenced to 60 years. Ray was ordered no contact with any of the victims. His attorneys noted there was no one there on his behalf. Outside of federal court in Lower Manhattan, Alice Gaynor, CBS 2 News.